introduce yourself however you want to be introduced.
Yeah. Cool. Hello, everyone. My name's James Jefferson, aka the Medway Spaceman. This is our podcast.
Welcome to the Cherrywood Podcast. It's Simon here.
It's Rachel here.
Please like, share and subscribe.
Excited? E.T.'s with us.
Still sitting on his hand.
Hello everyone, we're with James Jefferson, who calls himself the Medway Spaceman, but we know him as... Why am I off the screen? Yeah.
It's E.T. He's taking up most of the room.
Yeah. But we know him as... Mandalore. No, we don't. We know him as Boba Fett. We know him as Spider-Man. He's always dressing up. Kinky he is.
Yeah, a little bit.
Right, James, tell us about yourself and how you became obsessed with...
Oh, well, I mean, space. I mean, it's just like... so when I was 7 years old, I got a telescope from my parents.
All right, yeah.
And that kind of like, just for me, that opened up everything. And then 1977... Star Wars come out, and that was pretty much the beginning of my journey.
God,
so it's pretty much since then I've been into space, science fiction, anything to do with the future. So yeah,
excellent. So we usually play, and you can say no to this. We usually play guess the guest's age. So,
oh my word, go on.
You all right with it? You happy with it?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Go.
From that. So I'm going to say similar age to you, maybe like 40.
Well, I'm 50, so she's
40.
You can't
You're just being conservative. I reckon he's older than me. I reckon he's
48.
Oh, is he?
No, I
reckon he might have 2 years on me. I reckon he's approaching 52.
Today's sponsors are Dimedici Associates, Chartered Structural and Civil Engineers.
Based in the UK with a worldwide reach.
Visit their website on dimediciassociates.com.
Right at Home Medway, providers of safe and trusted quality care for adults in the comfort of their own home. Whether you need companionship, medication assistance, personal care, living care or more, we've got you covered. Visit rightathome.co.uk/Medway or call them on 01634 979 000.
Are you looking for a cleaning or facilities management? Clearwater Kent is your trusted local expert. From roofs and driveway cleaning to fully facilitated management, they're a fully licensed, award-winning business that you can count on. Visit clearwaterkent.co.uk or call 01634 681 885.
Isn't it how I'm meant to have been looking rather than guessing the age from Star Wars?
No, I've done it based on
I'm logical.
I've done it based because I was 3 when New Hope came out.
That wasn't the first one, though, was it?
Apologies for her. She's born in 87, so
wow.
I mean, so it's 10 years before he was even alive. But so I'm thinking 52, maybe a tad older.
Yeah, tad older.
54.
56.
Ah, there you go. See? Being in sweaty costumes is good for the skin.
B45.
Right, okay. So 56, same age as my sister. Something like that. So you were in was Star Wars your main thing? I know you went and watched...
It was, yeah. I mean, before that, it wasn't kind of like really anything that kind of like it was just normal primary school. Football, that kind of thing. But yeah, getting that telescope and Star Wars almost like at the same time just kind of like opened up like my mind to kind of like space. I just wanted to like know more about it. So yeah.
It's really weird actually because I'm not used to his face, but I'm used to his voice. So just so people know, I mentioned this to James earlier. Our son had an operation. How long ago?
Oh, he was 5, so 3-4 years ago.
Yeah, and. Our neighbour arranged for James, because our neighbour's a friend of James, arranged for him to turn up. He turned up as Spider-Man, didn't they, to see how he was. And our boy couldn't wear any pants, could he? Do you remember?
No, he had an operation where he couldn't have trousers or pants or anything on from this down. Yeah. And he didn't want to wear pants for about 2 weeks afterwards. Yeah.
So Spider-Man has in his knob.
No, he did have
let's say that.
Let's say he had a longer...
He had a baggy top on, didn't he?
T-shirt on.
But he was holding the shield once, and there is a photo of his hanging out at the bottom.
Yeah, we
which
deleted
is
that one.
hilarious.
No, there is
Hilarious.
there's no evidence of that.
And
photo.
then, like 6 months later, we went to see a Spider-Man in the Multiverse,
one of the films,
and
that
we
came
walked.
out, yeah.
We walked into the cinema, and Spider-Man was there. Hello, mate. How you feeling now? And Ted was like, "What? Spider-Man remembers I've got a dodgy old." Yeah,
Oh,
and we've had Boba Fett turn up in the road as well
Yeah.
for a kid's birthday out the road. So, how many suits have you got?
That was COVID times, wasn't it?
Sorry.
That was COVID.
It was
times,
COVID
yeah.
times, yeah.
Yeah, I
Oh,
remember
yeah,
that.
but, yeah.
'Cause we
I
couldn't really
actually
do
walked
much.
all the way from where I live
Yeah,
up to here in the costume.
And so, how far is that?
A mile, I suppose.
In that costume.
Yeah. Right. I was being beeped all the way. A couple of people stopped walking their dogs. Oh, can I have a picture? I was like, yeah, it's COVID, like, down the distance.
Oh, yeah, course, yeah. That's
yeah,
cool.
That's great.
So, how many costumes you got like that?
Star Wars, maybe 7.
Right.
The Marvel ones, maybe about 10 at the moment.
Really?
Yeah. But the Marvel stuff I don't do anymore. So basically I had my small little business I done called Hero Visits. So I did, before COVID, I did like party visits and stuff like that for children, which I really enjoyed. It's great stuff. And then that kind of like then, once you do things like that, people then start asking, oh, do you do things for charities? And I just thought to myself, actually, that's what I should be doing. So pretty much after COVID, I stopped doing the parties. My knees were killing me, you know what I mean? I'm getting old. Can't do Spider-Man forever.
Upside down.
Yeah, when you get asked that, oh, you do a backflip, then you're all right, mate.
Have you seen those Spider-Man knock himself out?
no.
Knock him out. I'm just going to turn this to you a little bit closer. It's fine, but I'm going to... Oh, hello. That's better. Right, okay.
But you had a Spider-Man in Toronto, didn't you? And though he was outside the Blue Jays Stadium,
yeah.
and he was picking up the kids, and you went,
Picking me
my turn, and he picked him up. I was like,
I was about
you fat
15 half
bastard. He must have been like,
He was doing it to everyone. He'd done it to about 40,000 people.
it's like blimey.
No, it's cool. Everyone loves it, don't they?
They
Love
do.
A bit of
They
costume,
do, yeah,
Do you go to
exactly.
like many Comic-Cons and stuff?
I do. I didn't go to one this year. I'm going to go to the one in October. So they pretty much, the London Film and Comic Con, they have one in May and October.
Right.
I normally go to one of them. I used to go to loads of like local events because I used to live in London.
Right.
And originally from Dartford, Green Eye, London, thank God, and then come back here as a family. So yeah, London kind of like was just like conventions like everywhere. So I've met loads and loads of like Star Wars characters over the years. I actually met Genevieve, who's on Andor at the moment.
Right. Yeah.
Who plays Mon Mothma. I met her when she was a cutscene actress.
Right.
In Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah.
And she was sitting there on her own. Yeah. Like no one knew her or anything. So I went over and started chatting to her and got a picture of her. And I put it up the other day in one of the Facebook groups. And it got like about 50,000 likes.
Wow.
So all of a sudden now like she's well known.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
So she played Mon Mothma then, didn't she?
Yes, she did,
See,
yeah.
That's what I like about them at Star Wars. They go back, like Owen and Beru are the same characters from Phantom Men. No, it wasn't be Phantom Men. It'd be Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah.
Same people. How long ago is Revenge of the Sith?
Yes,
That's
20
like
years.
that's
Yeah,
like
'cause we went to-
It is 20
I
years,
remember
isn't it?
that.
I didn't know it was
years.
from the first one. No, but it's 20. Yeah, so from 20 years on, they got those two same actors.
Incredible.
And they were only bit parts back then, but they acted really well. I felt in Kenobi.
Yeah.
Not that you would know. Look at you nodding your head, Jake. What's going on?
I know Revenge
Oh,
of
look,
the
ET's
Sith.
just written something about you, which I'll edit in a minute.
In a minute, like you're going to do.
Right. Okay. So you've got ET. You've got a couple of aliens there. You've got a lot of stuff like this at home.
Yeah.
And are you married?
I am. Yes.
God,
Yes.
Is she into it as well?
No.
Oh my God.
No,
the
not
rows
really.
You must have.
I mean, I've just literally decorated the kitchen, and whereabouts like I have my our home computer. I say mine, should say ours. Our computer, like painted, just completely painted the kitchen white. And I thought, that would make a really cool like Lego display. So So basically, the whole wall of it is like all my space Legos. So like the proper NASA, kind of, not Star Wars. Otherwise, I'll be everywhere.
Have you got Star Wars Lego as well?
No.
Oh, you haven't?
I don't. No, that's just going down a route that I just don't want to go down.
It's like we're looking at 600 quid, 600 quid.
You just can't do it. But the space NASA stuff.
Size of them. Where would you put them? I mean, you've got a few little bits, haven't you, of Star Wars Lego, and even those take up some of your office.
Yeah.
Like the Death Star is huge.
Yeah.
I mean, my wife's camping at the moment with the kids, so I've been on my own for the last 3 days. I've just literally put up on the wall my Artemis rocket, which is like about 2 foot.
And she doesn't know.
She's going to be seeing that pretty well, I think.
Right. Do you still have your original Star Wars figures?
I do, absolutely.
I boot fed mine.
Yeah, lots of people did back then.
Well, you got some up in the loft.
Nothing original.
Yeah.
I started collecting. Is there a helicopter going over?
Yeah.
It's driving me insane on the mics.
And it's just started raining as well.
Oh, blimey. Or it's the Falcon. Maybe the Falcon's landed. Maybe he's sorted it out for us. Do you know what I'm talking about, mate?
Yeah.
What's its full name?
Millennium Falcon.
Oh, well done.
And Harrison Ford runs it, drives it.
Yeah.
And Chewie. See, I'm not that stupid.
Drives it. Like a steering wheel.
What do you do to a spaceship then?
We've driven the Millennium Falcon.
In Disney?
Yeah.
Did you go?
Have you done it?
No, I haven't.
Galaxy,
I heard it looks
what's it called?
Galaxy's Edge. Right?
Galaxy's Edge.
It looks
was the best ride we ever been on.
There's 2.
Rachel's parents aren't even into Star Wars really.
Yeah.
And they said it's the best ride we've ever been on.
Really?
There was 2, not the.
No, so you fly the Millennium Falcon separately.
Yeah.
And Galaxy's Edge
is the simulator one that you drive around.
Basically, Galaxy's Edge, you go into like a rebel ship carrier, and it gets boarded, basically. And then
the way they did that.
Oh my God! Got video of it. You get boarded, and you get put onto. I don't think it was the Death Star we got put onto, was it? No, of course it wasn't, because it's New Order. The New Order. First Order.
Why are you talking to me about this? I don't know what you're talking about. You know.
When I'm under pressure, I can't remember any names of anything. But it was the First Order.
Yeah.
And you get put onto like a.
You're in the desert basically when you start, aren't you? In this ship.
Yeah.
And then they somehow turn it around.
Yeah, you feel the movement.
Yeah.
You feel the movement, and you think, "Oh, I know what they've done. They've spun it round, and you're going to come out the same door you went in."
Yeah.
No, you come out a different door.
Yeah.
And it's just amazing. No, you come out the same door. So yeah, sorry, you're outside. You're outside. We'll get there in a minute. You're outside. You go into this ship. You feel the ship move. You feel it like it's just doing a simulator. But what it's slyly doing is spinning all the way round.
Right.
Because you get boarded from the same door that you came out of.
By stormtroopers.
Yeah. But when you get boarded, you go in and you're in a Star Destroyer, and it is a full Star Destroyer.
Wow.
With hundreds of stormtroopers lining up, and a couple of them moving, aren't they?
Yeah.
And then all the guides for the queue, because you're in a queue. This is a glorified queue.
Yeah, it is actually, yeah.
But the people in the queue are all First Order.
Right.
And they're cold talking to you like you're a piece of shit.
Like, get into your rank.
Come on, rebel scum.
Know your place.
Yeah.
And even to the kids, they're like, wait, you, over there by the wall. And Ted's like, oh, okay, sorry.
And then they put you into this other shit. They put you into this chamber, don't they? Where you start seeing Kylo Ren and all that. I'll deal with them later and all that stuff.
And then a door.
Someone is at the front door.
Till he can get there.
Yeah, hopefully.
But then
the rebels cut through the side of the chamber and rescue
you. Don't see it. It's like just a normal wall, and then they literally do, and you're like, oh my God, this is amazing.
It goes on forever.
I don't allow filming inside, do they?
I filmed it all.
Did you?
Yeah. I filmed it all. No one has said anything.
Because I've not seen it. I've seen like screenshots of like the stormtroopers in the background.
Right. I'll send you a link. I filmed it all.
Cool.
It's not great, even though that's what we do for a living. I was using a phone, but I filmed a lot.
But you do. You sit in like this little thing, don't you? And it takes you round, goes under the.
You wouldn't leave.
Stormtroopers' leg.
Yeah.
You wouldn't leave, honestly, because when you're in that world, that land, it's just like you're on.
You're in it.
Yeah.
It's like a big movie set.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
I heard it's very expensive though, like the whole build the lightsaber stuff.
Oh,
the shop and everything. Yeah, it's Disney. They're just making some money,
Disney,
aren't
isn't it?
they?
Yeah, but it's like you're in Mos Eisley. Everywhere is like that.
Yeah.
And what you can do is you can go up to ships and you can use your phone and crack them, break into them, and then they start up in front of you, and droids will start up.
Because what did Kylo Ren was walking around the park, wasn't he? And he spoke to Ted, and he went, "Do you want to come over to the dark side or something?" And he went, "Yeah, sure."
Yeah.
And just walked away with him. And Sam was like, "No, you must not do that. Come back, son."
And Ahsoka was there, wasn't she?
Yeah.
She was still, even the makeup one was fit. Yeah, I was like, yeah.
But it's good though, because they do kind of like try and get the actors to be as near as possible to what they. Because I see like a couple of Rays looking around and think, oh, actually,
that looks really
quite
Especially the ones
you know?
that visually are not wearing masks. Like, you can get away with a Chewie, you just get a really tall geezer. You know?
Because they were watching, because R2D2 came. Is it R2D2? Yeah, came out with BB-8, and they had their own little show almost, didn't they? Just walking around.
Clever.
And at the top, you could see Ray and Chewie. Do you remember? Just watching
just
down,
looking
on,
down
them.
on them.
They had no part in that whatsoever.
So
did
I
they?
imagine the rays that aren't quite right, they just stick up there and
Exactly.
wave.
Background a little bit. Yeah, she looks right.
And that's the same with the other thing. Avengers thing.
Oh yeah,
They stick them up on the roof.
Yeah.
I only found out the other day the Universal, you know that Spider-Man who flings himself from one side of the building to the other?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a robot.
Oh yeah.
I thought it was a real person. Then when it came out, I was like, dude, you do that for a job. Like, you're putting your life on the line every day. And then someone said, no, it's a robot. I was like, God, that looks pretty cool.
But I mean, some of the technology, because we've been to a few Disneys, haven't we? The technology now in rides is just amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
And you actually forget.
I have. I've been to Disney 3 times. First time was the best time of my life. I saw the space shuttle go up.
Oh, wicked.
Wow.
That was
You done Florida then?
1993.
Yeah.
That was the space shuttle Discovery, and I was so lucky. I was before we left. It was meant to go up 2 days prior to that.
Yeah.
And I've never crossed my fingers for a space shuttle launch to be cancelled so much.
Right. Yes. Of course.
And funny story. So basically, it's the worst thing pretty much I've done. I'm normally quite an okay guy, and when I got there, hadn't gone up, and they were doing bus journeys to the
Thing, is it? It's
and they were giving out it was $10 and it was observation tickets.
For the observation.
For the observation, I was like, cool. So I got that, and but it wasn't like guaranteed. And it was like it's on top of like some building. It was like
That's it.
Yeah.
Miles away.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You're still like about 9 miles out.
I've done the NASA tour.
Yeah.
It's a distance away, and then you can see the tracks of where they've sent it.
But there was a massive queue to get it, and it was limited. And I was just like, these Americans, I bet they did come here every month to see this.
Yeah.
And I just went right to the front of the queue, just pushed in.
Did you?
Yeah. I was just like, I don't care. I had my Walkmans on. I was just like, you know what? I'm never going to miss this. And I was thought like security going to come. Like,
did anyone say anything?
They did. I got heckled quite a lot, and I just played dumb. Played dumb.
No speakers of English.
Yeah. So I was there with my old camcorder. It was back in the day.
Wow.
And it was spectacular. It was absolutely spectacular. Yeah.
I never see anything go off. From memory, I think there was a space shuttle on the pad.
Yeah.
But I played because I was on International Drive playing Crazy Golf like everyone does.
Yeah.
Looking at the crocodiles.
Lovely
Don't knock it in there, otherwise you get a crocodile. Not a crocodile, alligator there, aren't they? And I heard a satellite go up.
Yeah.
Basically. Yeah, you could hear one, but I never actually see one.
But I think they were prepping it for launch when we were out there, so it was on the stand, but it wasn't. It was like months before.
Like towards the end of the mission, because they had like protective covering all the way around them when they were on the stand. But when I went, it was like fully open. So when you like went there on the actual tour, you could like see like the whole thing, and it was just spectacular.
Because the building next to it,
that building, the tall one, it's got its own weather system.
Yeah,
clouds go into it. It's so big.
Yeah, because it's got the American flag on the side, isn't it?
It's got NASA written up the side. I don't know if it's got the American flag.
Oh,
it has.
Got the
American flag, and apparently you can get a double-decker bus goes down one of the stripes. That's how big the flags are.
Yeah.
How big the stripes are.
Yeah,
obviously it's America.
Yeah.
Cool.
And something about the stars, you can get so many.
What's your views on the moon landing?
Oh, very real. I've met quite a few moonwalkers.
Oh, wicked.
Yeah, met Buzz Aldrin. God, you put Alan Bean, Charlie Duke, and Al Walden. Yeah, they all come over. They done like a moon kind of like tour in 2005 down at Heathrow. And just listening to their stories and everything, it was mind blowing.
So do you
absolutely
think?
Mind blowing.
Do you think, with regards to who's holding the camera, all that stuff?
Yeah.
Do you think that was something they did pre-record just so we had an idea of what was going on up there?
I think there was some type of filming that kind of like went on, because it's America, isn't it? They like production. They like taking risks. Not now, but back then they used to take a lot of risks when it comes to the space program. But yeah, I would imagine there were some kind of like things, but the actual going there, landing, and the photography and everything that's ever been kind of like questioned has been answered scientifically and proved. So,
hasn't China got something orbiting it now? A satellite?
Yeah, China have now got their own. Like we've got the International Space Station. China have got their own one now.
Yeah,
and it's just not talked about. But it will be. I reckon in about the next 3 or 4 years there will be another space race. 100%.
Oh. Gotta be.
And the Americans at the moment are falling behind. Yeah, their budget for this year for NASA is way down. Well, the big Artemis
now on X, didn't they?
Exactly. I mean, the big Artemis program they've got at the moment, which is like the rocket that's going to take them to the moon. There's rumours going around it's all going to be cancelled.
Right.
Wow. So Elon is paving the way because. It's all reusable. It's a fraction of the price.
It's amazing.
Because the one that catches the hand that catches the rocket, we watched it like it's amazing.
Gobsmacking, wasn't it? The first time. I mean, even though he's done it like once before, but the first time that happens, like to nail that first time. They'll have a launch tomorrow. Today.
Oh, really?
Yeah, 11 o'clock today.
What, an X one?
Yeah, Starship.
One of the big ones.
Yeah.
Because we did see, when he put all those satellites up in the sky, we sat out here, didn't we? And because obviously we've got quite a
that's the only thing I have an issue with.
Yep.
I think he's put loads more up, but they don't shine back now, do they?
No, they've got some special... See, I used to do a lot of... obviously, you get one telescope when you get... older.
I bet you've got loads there, yeah?
No, actually, I don't.
Got a big dome on top of his house.
I was going to say, he's got a Hubble telescope.
Two things when I retire. I'm going to get myself a mobile van. I'm going to get it wrapped with my books.
Oh.
Yeah.
And I'm basically going to go tour.
We'll go into your books in a minute.
Yeah.
Sorry, mate. Yeah, go on.
Tour in the UK, like with schools and scouts and stuff like I do at the moment. And get myself they've got these smart telescopes now. They're just phenomenal. Absolutely
you can literally tell them where to point, can't you?
Tell them where to point, stacks all the images. Anybody now can, for 400 or 500 quid, take pictures of galaxies.
Wow.
It's unreal.
You know what I mean? The technology.
I just seen telescope, like one of the kids ones. And you can see into your neighbour's house.
Do
they move with it then?
Yeah.
Now?
Yeah, they literally rotate with the Earth. But going back to those satellites, because I used to be really into astrophotography as well. I know you guys are photographers. And I used to get really annoyed, when you have long exposure and all of a sudden you have a streak going through, you're like...
Yeah, I've done that before.
But now, if you look at the satellites, you can get video graphs of how many satellites are actually on Earth, above Earth, they're in low orbit.
I know. Wow.
It's just ridiculous.
I'm amazed that they can launch through them.
Yeah. No, and I think that will get to the point where there will be so much space junk.
Yeah.
It will be like... Are you going to get them? Are you going to get anything through it?
So they're not just looking at weather; they're looking at
exactly.
But they can control the satellite, so they could probably move them out of the way.
But what about all the dead ones?
Yeah, all the dead ones.
All the dead ones. Yeah,
they usually bring the dead ones into orbit and burn up in the.
But there's still so much debris out there. It's just ridiculous.
It's got to be.
There's all those tanks that they used to send up, And then
they're burnt out, yeah.
those little, I don't know what I'm rubbish with
Boosters.
names, like the boosters would just go off, wouldn't they?
Yeah, the boosters are usually gone and go back into the sea. And how they manage that? Now, I'd it land. Do you know what I mean? I'd it Pentagon Centre or something, probably on purpose. But,
one in Chatham.
yeah. Yeah, I do. Yeah, the Chatham one I'm on about.
Oh, right.
It might be a cover.
There's a story behind that. It was September 11th thing, and I was playing golf, and I'd just gone in. I just won the Kimberly Clark tournament of the year type thing. No, because I got I'd won enough rounds.
He won. That's an achievement.
I was the
Well
champion
done.
of 2001.
Well done.
Like
And I just walked in to celebrate, and then I see buildings falling down on the TV, and people are surrounding it. Some people crying because they got mates there. Oh my God, what's going on? So I was there for a few minutes, and I thought, well, I put my bag in my car. I went to put my bag in my car, and this old boy was walking off the golf course. I said, mate, before you go in there, I said, there's a lot of people upset in there. I said, there's been a terrorist attack. They've hit the World Trade Center. I said, they've also hit the Pentagon with a plane. He said, what, Chatham?
Yeah, America, iconic monument in America. Chatham.
You can imagine me in the cave, can't you? What we're going to do, we're going to hit the World Trade Center. Where else? Pentagon, Chatham.
Yeah. You should have gone,
There's a Dunkin' Donuts there. We want to get that.
So with your I'm going to say obsession, because it is, and it's a good obsession to be into space. So your wife's not into it?
No, not
She doesn't
not
share
really.
it at all.
No.
Has it caused any issues?
when we first started dating, obviously you make the effort, don't you? But once you're married, it kind of fades.
Yeah. So,
Have you got kids? Did you say?
I've got a 10 and a 12-year-old.
Are they into it as well?
I wouldn't say they're into it.
Girls or boys?
They do enjoy it. One boy, one girl. But they come with me to Comic-Cons. They dress up. We went to Star Wars Celebration, was it 2 years ago, me and my daughter, and I dressed up as Han Solo. She dressed up as Rey. We just had the lines in time. It was just brilliant. As they're getting older, my mistake was I think I introduced them too early. Because you want to get them into them, don't you?
Is there a too early?
Yeah, definitely.
the thing is, right, I've got a 30-year-old son. I've got a couple in between.
Yeah.
Look at
And then I've got a 14-year-old dirty. 40-year-old daughter and an 8-year-old son. And my 30-year-old son, he likes it.
Yeah.
He's not too bothered. The two in between aren't that bothered by Star Wars. Now, as he's got older, the 30-year-old one's got into it a bit more.
Yeah.
But my 8-year-old, I tried not to push him.
Yeah.
And he loves Star Wars.
Yeah.
He watched.
Do you know, I think the good thing for him, which I don't want him to know, but I thought it was shite, was Skeleton Crew.
Yeah.
I thought it was all right. I had to reduce my brain cells to be a kid
It's
again.
designed for kids.
Yeah.
I think I've said this to you on a text.
It's basically like Goonies.
It's getting the
kind
kids.
of-
And that's what we said.
It's getting the
of
kids
course.
into it.
Yeah.
And
And that's what they need.
And you know what Charlton fans.
Charlton.
I'm just on a Charlton podcast. You know what Star Wars fans are like? They want to feel that same exhilaration they did when they were like 6, watching it in 77.
Yeah.
But that exhilaration then is an adult exhilaration, and they're expecting it all to be stimulate them the same way.
The same level.
When Lucas was adamant that he was making it for kids, no matter what year he did it in. No matter what year he did it in. So I didn't mind Phantom Menace. I didn't mind all of them. I didn't mind them. I didn't mind because of the kid thing.
Yeah. That's
yours.
what I grew up with.
The Jar Jar was...
Jar Jar was appalling.
But he was...
He was the C-3PO.
Yeah, exactly.
He was the... what do they call it when you've got a comedy sort of...
The side person.
Yeah, there's another word for it. Comic relief, I think it's called.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah,
comic relief.
Yeah.
And that's what he was.
If you could understand what he was saying.
Unfortunately, I know what you mean. But then Lucas got a lot of stick over him and really bottled out on the next one.
Yeah.
Just went, hello, how are you? And then just went, didn't he?
Yeah, absolutely.
He really bottled out on the next one. There was rumours that he was going to be like the main Sith, wasn't there? And he was the antagonist of all of it.
I just think once the hype of it kind of like calmed down, everyone was just like, right, what can we do to this character to make him cool?
Yeah.
And there was just never a thing they could do.
There was rumours it was going to be Snook, or how do you pronounce it? Snook, isn't it?
Yeah.
There was rumours it was going to always be the evil thing.
See, the original ones were your childhood. The next 3 were mine. And then obviously the new ones were Tilly's, right?
Yeah.
Tilly and Ted. So it's the generation thing. And then you go back and relive the other
Lucas,
ones.
always been a good salesman.
Yeah.
God, the amount of remakes of Star Wars I've got indoors is unbelievable.
Yeah.
And on Blu-ray and high definition.
Like for me, in order, like Star Wars will always be my favourite film. Then Rogue One, because that was my adult Star Wars.
You prefer Star Wars over Empire Strikes Back?
100%.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not an Empire Strikes Back massive fan.
Oh, right.
I liked it, but I prefer Revenge of the Sith than that.
Right, okay.
What's the one where Darth Vader actually turns into Darth Vader?
Revenge
of the Sith. Brilliant.
Yeah. That's my favourite one. It's where he's like on the
I like a bit of darkness,
and you actually see what
How do you
happens.
find Hayden?
I love him. I've met him.
Is he not?
Yeah,
he looks
really,
like a
really.
nice guy.
I worked at the BBC for 23 years.
Oh, right, okay, here we go.
He kept that one secret, didn't he?
And I've met loads of Hollywood stars and stuff. So I used to work in security. I started off as a normal security guard back then. Just walked in there, went, give us a job, and they went, all right. There were the days that you could do that. And I ended up being the National Control Room manager for the BBC.
Right.
Wow.
They made me redundant.
Right.
And but I had, because I'd done all the security for the shows and events and everything like that. You just got to meet everyone. And Hayden came in because they done Revenge of the Sith. I've got a story to tell you, but I'm not sure if I can tell you.
Do it in a way that you can.
Think outside the box.
Yeah, young Georgie's not in charge anymore. So, he was there, and he was having a cigarette outside, just chilling. And they were like, "Oh, as usual, no pictures of anyone. Don't ask anyone for autographs." I totally ignored that. I just didn't bother. It's like, yeah, whatever. And I just went up to him and just started having a chat with him. Yeah. He was like, yeah, it's really, really nice guy. Yeah.
Was he into Star Wars anyway?
No. I don't. I think a lot.
Harrison Ford ain't even into Star Wars, is he?
No, he doesn't want to talk about it or anything, does he? No.
I think because if you're not into it and you mess up, then people just slate you for why you're doing it, right?
He's 50 years of people coming up to him talking.
Yeah. Every interview, wouldn't it? You'd be like, yeah, I've done like 100 decent films since then. Can we not stop talking about that one?
Maybe that's why he died in the new lot. Just kill me off now. Sorry.
Well, he wanted to be killed off in the second one.
Yeah,
did
he did. Yeah,
in Empire Strikes Back.
Oh.
I will make a confession. I've only ever cried twice watching a Star Wars film.
And one was Harrison.
Yeah. That one, Force Awakens. That really does, because I always watch the midnight showing, and then I take Geraldine like the next day, and I come back from the midnight showing, and she looked at me. She went, "You've been crying."
I don't know if I cried, but I was upset.
It was yeah. I mean, I didn't bubble. Don't get me wrong. I'm a grown man. I didn't bubble, but I did have tears in my eyes. I was just like, it's just the way that, and I think the only reason why I think it resonated with me is because when you have kids, when you see things like that, it gets to you more if you don't. I think.
Like I cried in Harry Potter when they killed Dobby. And I was like, oh, he's dead. But I was heavily pregnant at that time. So.
I don't want to talk about it.
Dobby.
I did.
It's the way he just held his face afterwards, didn't he?
Yeah, exactly. It kind of like just knew, didn't he? Yeah, no, it was brilliant. But yeah,
it's cool.
Wow.
Right, let's talk about
BBC.
BBC. Yeah. Talk about your books.
Yeah. So basically, going back to what we were talking about. So once COVID hit, I just dropped the whole visiting children and superheroes and stuff, and I literally just concentrated on charities, and then I kind of like wanted to meet kids that had like life-changing illnesses and things like that, so to go to their homes. Obviously charity stuff like that I'd never charge for anything. When I do all my space visits now for schools and for scouts, I don't charge. Because I work shifts now, it gives me the opportunity to go out.
What do you do now?
So I work at security in Blue Water.
Oh, right, do you?
Yeah,
Oh, right,
yeah.
okay.
But I don't...
I bet you've got some stories there and all.
Oh, yeah.
You're not allowed to tell me, are you?
No.
Well, the other day I was in. There was a pound shop, but still.
We don't have those at Blue Water
No,
yet.
thank God.
Yet.
But they literally had on the radio, someone coming over, baseball cap, tried to steal something from here, going to Morrison. So it's not,
It happens all the time. I was in Superdry Blue Water, and this bloke literally walked up, grabbed a coat, rolled it up, and walked off. Yeah. It's rife, isn't it?
Well, they're so exposed, aren't
Oh, I
they?
forgot to mention this. Is it the mic, Rach?
Oh, right, okay.
I know, go on.
But we can't reach it.
Where is it?
The aliens got it.
What have I done?
No, you've done nothing wrong. I think they're down here, aren't they?
No, the alien. He's under the alien, isn't it?
Here they are.
Oh, there we go.
3 mics. So mic 1.
Oh, no. I mean, yellow
3
carded.
mics.
3 mics.
And then you've got to tell a story about Blue Water.
Or the BBC one.
Or BBC that you're not allowed to say. Excellent. Right, so show us your books anyway.
Yeah,
Get
so...
your books out for the lads.
I mean, basically, it's started with this one. So, obviously, this is like my story, basically. So, it's like...
So it talks about you getting your...
No.
Oh, right. Okay.
So, it's basically... the character Jimmy gets a telescope for Christmas.
That's what I was going to say. It talks about you getting your telescope. Yeah.
And then basically goes on Avengers. So it's kind of like full of space facts. And then basically, I wanted to like do one to. I always wanted to write a children's story, but I wanted to like leave something behind for the kids.
Yeah. No, I've done the same thing.
Yeah, and then from there, I just enjoyed it so much.
So you self-published these?
Yeah. And
Who did your drawings?
so basically, it's a great story.
Nemi Arthur.
Yeah. So when I had like the idea of what I wanted to do, I was just like, well, I can't draw for toffee. And so I put in a local Facebook on a few groups. And sort of like said, does anyone would like join me on an adventure and do some illustrations? I knew Rachel Stockwell. She does all my sewing and stuff like patches on my suits and stuff like that.
That rings a bell. Rachel Stockwell.
Yeah.
Oh, carry on.
And then she spoke to her friend Nemi Arthur, who was an art illustrator, and we basically got together, and she was just like, "Yeah, let's do it."
They're really nice.
Sorry.
Yeah,
I was really into it.
So I've never heard of the name Nemi. So that's a lady's name, is it?
It is, yeah. Yeah, she's amazing, absolutely amazing.
And is she local?
Yeah. She's Isle Green.
Oh, I love this. And like at the back, there's all space facts and everything like that as well. I love
so
that.
the story's the same, but the reason why I sort of like done the Jaden and Jamelia version is because a lot of the schools I go to,
Boy or girl.
you know what I mean, they're all like mixed race and everything.
Yeah, of course.
And
Okay, so you've got them all. That's a brilliant idea. So it's exactly the same story.
it's the same story,
Different background, different ethnicity.
Yeah.
Basically.
and all the like. There's loads of like Easter eggs in there from like different ones and stuff like that, which is like really really cool.
So
What about from different?
Yeah, there's like nods to.
Well, let's strike two.
Yeah.
Mike.
Oh, sorry. So there are loads of different things. So for example, like this one here. That's for school I went to, St George's in Gravesend.
I was born in Norfolk.
yeah.
I went to Norfolk School for Boys.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So there's like loads and loads of different things.
Oh, yeah,
The thing that I really enjoy doing is that I love getting the local community involved. So all the aliens on this page, whenever I've done the new book, I've done competitions for all the schools that I went with.
Hold it up to that. Hold it up
That's
to
a
the camera.
brilliant idea.
And so these two aliens here were drawn by two girls from Lordswood School in Canton.
That's amazing.
So myself and then we would sit down and we'd look at all the drawings. Like we had over like 100 drawings like sent to us. So it's really hard. And then I would then go to the school and give them a signed copy of the book, and like their aliens are like will forever be in there.
Yeah, of course. That's a really good idea.
That's amazing.
And then the last one we done was this one, So basically, I'm doing a bit of a Star Wars for this one. So this is basically The Lost Alien, which is a new book. And so we're doing another one this year, which we're doing at the moment, called The Lost Dinosaur, which is going to be this dinosaur.
Oh,
So it's kind of swap, and then we're going to do one called The Lost Robot, and all three of them are all kind of like linked together.
So when you say we now, you doing the writing completely by yourself, or is Nemi helping you a little bit?
No. The writing's done completely by myself. Yeah. And she does the illustrations.
It's really cool.
And she's very patient because I'm really picky. I am terrible. Like she'll do everything, and I'll be like, oh, can you just tweak this like a little bit?
Does Nemi do this for a living, or she's just
No. Yeah.
wow.
Yeah. No, she just has a passion for art, illustrations.
So how does she do it then? So you say to
I'm
her,
looking
right,
for an
this...
illustrator. So,
Oh,
yeah.
She's amazing.
You didn't give me her details. I'll get
No. No, I will do, of course.
It's only one book.
No, she is brilliant.
So you'll send her what, like...
So I'll do
script?
really kind of like dodgy sketches.
Right,
And she makes them look amazing.
Yeah, so you have the
basically.
layout and then she says,
I
okay,
do like the
let's do this,
storyboards and stuff like that.
Oh, wow.
It's really cool.
It's so cool.
Yeah.
So obviously this is your inspiration from your
Yep.
own experience. Where's the inspiration come from The Lost Alien then?
It's
Can I have a look at that?
yeah.
Thank you.
So sometimes I kind of like just have things like pop into my head.
She's amazing at this.
Yeah, she's incredible.
She's a digital illustrator.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah.
Which is like when she told me a little bit about the process, and so like there was me sort of like thinking, oh my god, she has to change everything, but everything's like done in layers, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you
it's
know,
just you put a layer on it,
exactly.
yeah.
So yeah, I've always wanted to have a go at doing like a rhyming kind of like book.
Yes.
Okay.
As kind of like a bit of a challenge. I think I've done it right.
Oh, this one is a rhyming one.
It's a rhyme one, but the other two that I'll be doing won't be.
Right.
So I wanted to kind of like just mix it up a little bit. The biggest compliment I've ever had was on World Book Day. One little girl actually done a brilliant costume of like the little alien.
Oh, how cool.
And I think either her mum or her nan crocheted the little dinosaur and everything. Yeah, I was
that is so cool.
I was blown away.
So
with
what's
that.
your reach for these? Who's seeing this stuff? It's really cool. It's well presented as well.
Yeah,
I love this.
So when I go to schools, I basically say I give them kind of like 3 requirements for me to come there. One, to like advertise the books like to the parents. If they want signed copies on the day, they can do that. And then basically making sure I can park, because I have lots of stuff that I bring with me.
Yeah. Do you bring all this stuff with you as well?
I bring everything with me. Yeah.
I bet the kids love them.
It's literally the best feeling.
Yeah.
It really is, because you can see their lights in their eyes.
Yeah.
And especially afterwards when the teachers try and get back to the class.
They can't get back.
They just can't get back. They just want to know more.
Yeah.
You know, and you're just like, okay, this is why.
Yeah.
Do you do it all in the spacesuit?
Yep.
Oh, God, is it hot?
No, this one's all right. So this one is based on the new Artemis one. So when we go back to the moon next time.
Right.
But I have
They're 3D printed, those cuffs. I've been looking at them the whole time.
They are.
They look 3D printed.
Yeah.
I'm sad like that.
Yeah, this is a company called Anvil Props in the UK as well. So she does these kind of like things for me. But no, I've got like a full Apollo spacesuit replica, which is pretty hot.
See, and you think I collect rubbish? Imagine me having spacesuits. Now, do you appreciate me?
And now they made me a Mercury, so it's like fully silver from the early days.
Right, yeah.
Because when
That's a big ass space.
Oh yeah, it really is. And it's
Like this you can pack away quite neatly.
Exactly,
Yeah,
yeah.
but that one.
So you're taking all them spacesuits with you when you do the school?
I just take one, whatever one I feel. So when I visit the scouts, I help them earn their space badges.
Right.
So in order to do that, they have criteria from their books on what they need to kind of like do. And one of the things is to learn about a space mission. So I've got like a pop-up screen projector.
Yeah.
And then we basically all do that. So I really want to do, next one I want to do is like the early days of like space history. So that's why I got that costume. So I've not physically worn that one yet.
Right.
But just doing the presentation at the moment. But it's amazing. Love it. And again, it's great because I hand out the pages at the end, you know. It's just,
where can people get these books from? You've got to sell them on Amazon.
Amazon, yes.
So I Want to Go to Space is one of them, just for people that are only listening.
Yeah.
Rachel, you've got Strike. And The Lost Alien.
Yeah. And the Lost Alien.
And I'm proud to say that Jessica and Jimmy's have both been bestsellers on Amazon as well.
Excellent.
Yeah, which is in their categories in space exploration and extraterrestrial UFOs.
That's brilliant.
So yeah, that's really cool. So I was quite happy about that.
So you can't jack in the Blue Water job yet?
Never.
And have you tried to get them published?
I have. I've sent off loads of letters to publishers and things like that. I've had a couple of offers, but there's something about, I don't know. I just like being self-published because it allows me to have control over the book. Yeah. So the other route that I'm going through at the moment is getting them registered with gardeners. The gardeners are the book people that you can put the shops, like W.H. Smith's.
Right, okay.
Waterstones and stuff. Because obviously I have Waterstones in Blue Water. I've spoken to the people there. They said, we'd love to have you come in and do a space day. But what they require is obviously to get the proper numbers and the barcodes and everything.
Yeah, the SMIL.
ISDNs.
ISDNs, yes. Yeah.
And then the barcodes and stuff. So I'm going through, literally, I've got all paid for them. I've got all those going through at the moment. But I have to take them all off Amazon and then put them all back on again.
Yeah. With the number on.
With the number on.
Yeah. So how many you got made?
What, the
book? How many books you got printed in your garage or whatever?
Oh, no, I don't.
Oh, right.
Yeah, no. Beforehand, I used to go to book fairs and stuff like that. You just don't make any money.
No, I just wondered if you had printed a load and then now you've
yeah.
You've got to stick a sticker on it with the number on.
So that's the process I'm going through at the moment. But and it's
So what's the little one? Is that just a leaflet?
That's just a leaflet, yeah. So a lot of children, obviously, some of the schools come from deprived areas and stuff like that. They can't afford books and stuff. So if they want me to sign a leaflet, I'll sign them a leaflet on the day sort of thing. So so that's pretty cool.
So how long would a story like this take you? Because like we said, this one is your adventure and you can extend on that. But the Lost Alien, how long?
A whole year.
Really?
Yeah,
wow.
from start to finish.
Oh my gosh.
From start to finish to coming up with the book?
Yeah.
Not the story. So how long did it take you to do the story, would you say?
3 months, I suppose. Right. But because I do shifts, when I'm walking around on nights and stuff like that, everything goes on my phone, everything goes on my sketch pad. Yeah. So I can still work on it while I'm walking around.
So if you went to St George's School, you must have lived in Northfleet area at some point in your life.
No, I lived in Greenhive.
Oh, right, okay. Right.
And then we moved to Lower Higham. As a teenager, you don't want to live in Lower Higham.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it rough?
No, it's just dead.
Oh, cool,
right,
Nothing there. It's just fields, which is great now. I'd love to live there now. My mum and dad still live there.
I suppose the nearest was the Golden School back then, wasn't it?
It was, yeah.
The Lower Higham.
Yeah. And you had St John's and that as well, I suppose.
Yeah, but nearest for you.
Yeah. No, on my 17th birthday, because by the time I was 17, I'd already got a job as a computer programmer at Nippon Express on the Old Kent Road. And my 17th birthday, my mum gave me some money. I went out and bought suitcases, left home.
Oh, right.
I just wanted to live in London. There was something about London. I just wanted to be there.
So how did you do it? How did you manage to live in London at 17?
I had quite a good job.
Right.
Yeah, okay. I did a YTS scheme. Remember the YTS schemes back there? Yeah. And
training scheme.
And we used to have companies come in from London and different places and see you work and stuff, and they would invite you up for an interview. Right. And they went up to Nippon Express. This is 1986, 85, 1986. Yeah, they just gave me the job on the spot. Wow. It was quite good money. It was about $9,000 back then.
Wow.
Right.
Which was quite good, which was easy for rent. Rent in London back then was next to nothing.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm getting a weird thing. It's the rain.
It's the rain.
But yeah. Sorry.
And so I lived in Turnpike Lane for a few months.
Okay.
Yeah, that's rough.
Low, higher, never quite like
No wonder wearing spacesuits. So.
I mean, I tell you, it was so bad. There's no word of a lie. I actually had a 2.2 pistol underneath my
Really?
bed. Yeah.
Oh my god.
But yeah, it was quite rough around there. But yeah,
That's not in the story.
Yeah.
Under my bed.
Yeah.
If you go under your bed,
It's quite always like my dad always said to me, he goes, "Oh, when you get older, like, you'll really kind of like look back on your life and like think about things and stuff like that." And I kind of like I do that more and more now. You know, my kids hate it. I take them back to like places where I used to play and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Why are you taking me here? Yeah, but this is like my first playground. I used to, and they're like, yeah, okay. And then all of a sudden they're enjoying the swings and going down the slides, and you're
because I
like,
suppose you used to knock around in Woodlands Park, didn't you? You must have.
Woodlands Park,
It's right next to your school,
Yeah,
wasn't it?
right next to the school,
I used to be in Woodlands Park all the time.
Oh,
Do you remember the big umbrella thing in Woodlands Park? That big umbrella. The dangerous ones where you have a pole and you have an umbrella, you have kids sitting around the edge of the umbrella and they all get their legs crushed as it goes into the middle. They got rid of umbrella rides years ago. So it's for dangerous.
But yeah, no, it's good schools. It's good schools, St George's. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's one of those ones that's gone up, gone down, gone back up. It's all over the place, St George's, but yeah. Back then it was known as a really, really...
It really was, really, really good. And you had to literally physically go to church to go there.
Yes.
You couldn't get in
doesn't matter
otherwise.
these days,
I don't know.
I don't know.
But,
Brilliant.
so yeah, but no, it's like I say, and then we're just doing the Lost Dinosaur at the moment. And then after that will be the Lost Robot. And then
I like the way that they all intermerge.
Yeah.
I think that's a really good
The Lost Dinosaur is a prequel to this one.
Okay.
So where the Lost Dinosaur finishes, this is where this one begins.
So the alien's going to find the dinosaur, right? I've ruined it for everyone.
Yeah, well done. Thanks for that. I was waiting for the book to come out. This is sort of my
He looks a little
genre.
bit like Baby Yoda. I think he's done a little bit like Baby Yoda.
I really want to write a adult sci-fi novel.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just starting to now find my love for, do I say it, AI.
Right, amazing. Can help you with a lot of things.
It's just incredible. The more you learn about it, and the more you use it,
So, okay, dressing up as all your favourite characters.
Yep.
What is your favourite one to dress up as? What's
Captain
your
America.
one? Is it
Really?
Captain America.
But it's not like adults can get Captain America suits from like DNA Toys or some shitty ones. This is a
proper pucker Captain America.
The other thing is,
I love it.
Do you have to keep yourself fit?
Yep.
And you're thinking so, isn't you? You're thinking fitness.
Yeah.
I've got to stay fit. So
well, you can't have like Captain America be a bit.
I try and stay fit so I can pull something better than that.
Thanks, babe.
And you're doing it just to be in the suit, which I understand, which is probably
Leica is unforgiving.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
he was the Charlton mascot once, but he dressed up as the dog, and it was
10 years.
Yeah, it was
a body warmer on.
It was a furry thing, so you didn't have to worry about that side of it.
Yeah, hot in those suits though, don't they?
Do you ever
They
get
really
that?
do. Oh
And
yeah.
They
oh
stink of,
God.
when you go back to them, they stink of piss.
Yeah, no, some of them are like. Do you know the worst thing? Oh my God, I don't know why I'm saying this. the worst thing is like for me when I done hero visits, it was like proper costumes. They were all custom made to look authentic as possible because kids are not stupid. You with a certain age, you can kind of like get away with it.
Yeah.
But then when you see other people like doing it, and I'm sorry, if you are not wearing a dancing pouch down there when you're playing Spider-Man, like you should be arrested.
Yeah.
You know,
I know.
because some of them,
How funny. We know.
some of them, I'm just like,
Yes.
why are the parents not saying anything? You know, and I think, what this is like my competition, really.
Well,
Right.
it depends. If the mum, if they booked it for the mum, she might be like, "Don't do that."
The first time we properly met was a New Year's Eve party.
One of the first times, yeah.
And you were going out with someone who I know, and I was going out with someone else. And one of our mates was a mutual. Yeah, I know. One of our mates dressed as Spider-Man. And you went out of him eventually, didn't you, for a little bit?
We had
Did you go out of him based on what you see in the
Yeah.
so,
No, we had a fling. We didn't date. We had a fling.
and he was so aware of, oh my God, I can see me old Shankton.
Yep.
It was the
That
life.
he put some pants or shorts on over the top in the end, didn't they?
Yeah.
But he shoved socks and everything down there, didn't he?
No, he didn't shove anything. Oh, yeah, we took the piss in the end.
He did. Because he was like, and it kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger throughout the night. And we were like, that's not real now.
I just went as Miami Vice, and I just thought that's easy. I just wear a suit, roll the old side.
That's it. Roll your sleeves up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I can imagine Lycra is not very forgiving, bless him.
But yeah, but like things that I've got like a really cool Superman one, which I wear. I know I don't look like nothing.
And you've got a friend who dressed up as Superwoman.
Yes.
So she came here when you were Spider-Man.
She did. Yeah. So she.
She like you, or she using your suits? She got her own gear?
She got her own gear. Yeah.
He doesn't just have girls' versions for the
what I'm trying
wife.
to say is, does she collect?
No.
That's what
But
I meant.
she's a wedding photographer.
Oh, is she?
Yeah.
Oh, right, okay.
So she's doing really, really well.
Oh, good.
So,
She
yeah.
doesn't need to dress up anymore.
No. So yeah,
What's her name?
Zoe Johnston. She does weddings. She does like dog shoots.
Oh, right,
Like
okay.
that, yeah.
Oh, right, cool.
Yeah, she's very, very talented. Very, very talented.
Better
Yeah.
than you then, mate.
So when you've had like the kids' parties and stuff like that, have you ever like really wanted to punch one of the little ship?
Well, now I don't do it anymore. Yeah, there's been like a few. See, the thing is like sometimes I don't mind rolling around in costumes and getting them dirty and stuff like that. There's certain ones that I'll use for certain things.
Yeah.
But when like if it's like my Star Wars ones, I'm wearing like my full proper stormtrooper outfit, which is like over $1,000, and you've got some kid like pulling on your
with a lightsaber.
Are you a member of the
No, 501st.
501st?
You know what? Things like that. So
What?
sometimes like last year, there's the Kent and Medway Cosplay group who are really good. They do loads and loads of stuff for charity. So good shout out to them. They are brilliant. They do loads of stuff. So I've done a few ones with them. My main one that I concentrate on is a charity called We Are Beams.
Right.
I've been working with them for quite a few years now. So I'll do like their summer parties. They do like loads of like charity, like colour run races and stuff like that. So did like one there was the Flash, which was brilliant. I literally went on a diet for like about 3 weeks before I'd done that one, because that is an unforgiving suit, and I wanted to look good. And I didn't do the race. I'd died if I'd done the racing. Now I was just like, you go ahead.
You go really fast. You're like,
I just do the last 100 meters for a photo shoot.
Yeah.
But so that was really cool. So yeah, so those ones, and then there's Lennox Children's Cancer Charity.
Right.
So they, for the whole of I think it's July, they have like the booth in Bluewater next to HMV.
Right.
And every weekend there. So I always help them out there to try and drum in kind of like the kids and stuff like that. And we do really, really well from that. And that's normally Spider-Man or Captain America.
Yeah.
Because they're the two main ones for kids, aren't they?
So name your Star Wars costumes for me. So you got Han Solo.
Okay. Han Solo, Stormtrooper, Imperial Guards.
God, what, the full red suit?
No, not the red one, the normal black officers one. That's for my chill out days if I'm going to like celebrations or somewhere like that. Where I don't want
wedding.
Emperor Guard, isn't it, the red one?
the red one is the
Emperor's
Emperor Guard,
Guard,
yeah. Darth Maul, which is really cool with the eyes as well.
what do you do? Have you got like a swimming cap you stick over your head with spikes on it?
No, it's a proper kind of like tech mask. But it's a custom made one. It looks for business, and then I just put like the red eyes lenses.
Do you own a 3D printer yourself?
No.
Oh, right, okay.
You think you're asking a lot of questions in a short,
It's because I'm excited.
And then I've got a Rebel costume, flight one. And then I've got
the orange one.
The orange one. And then I've got the Resistance one from the new films, Poe Dameron's one. Because you can almost use the same flight suit, but then you've just got like different boxes and stuff like that. I did have a Tusken Raider one, but I sold that. That was too hot. And Kylo Ren.
Wicked.
Yeah, so quite a few.
And Yoda.
I work in a paper mill, right, Northfleet, and I had to buy a load of safety masks, and they were full black masks that had to come down because they were cutting wires, and the wire was tension. It could ping and cut their face or hit their eyes.
Ghost ship, yeah.
Full on mask it was. I was like, oh, this is so cool. So I put Imperial signs on them before I handed them out. So they're all going around with safety stuff on, but with Imperial logos on it. Looks so cool.
Cool.
It looked so
Looked like
cool.
about to blow a planet. Honestly.
Anyone else like, what the hell?
The security guard contacted me and said, why are they going around with Imperial? I said, well, I did that. It's my own little Easter egg there for you.
I wonder if anyone's still got that at work.
They might still have them.
I did think similar when I first got into security for the BBC. I worked for Goldman Sachs for about 8 months, and they had like these massive doors like from their depot. I mean, like proper like Jurassic Park ones, like metal ones that used to squeak and open up and everything. And I was up in the depot once, and I played the Star Trek theme tune with the tannoy, and I opened it up. Yeah, that did not go down well.
Our alarm at work, if something alarms, because I'm an engineer, so if something goes wrong, we had to choose the alarm. And it's the alarm from Star Trek feature film.
Right.
It's exactly the same.
Brilliant.
Right? And it drives me insane because
That's
that's
what alarm's meant to do.
It really does make you fix what's going on just to turn the bloody thing off. But it's only when I watch the feature film that I jump up and go, what's gone wrong? Is a pump broken down? I think a pump's broken down or something.
I need to get that, because if you're asleep, I'm just going to play it. You're going to shit yourself.
I'm like, oh no, what's going on? You've heard the alarm, haven't you? You've heard the alarm go off, haven't you? A few times when you've been on the phone to me or something. Oh, right, okay.
Maybe.
It's exactly the same. We nicked it from the Star Wars. Maybe I shouldn't say that. I don't know.
Yeah, but it's weird. Like wherever like you work, I always try to incorporate like some kind of like element of Star Wars and stuff. When I've worked on a project for the BBC for like 2 years, and basically all the control rooms up and down the country we kind of like shut down, and we built like 2 super control rooms covering all the sites. And I remember sitting there, got all these heads of BBC sitting around this big table and stuff. And they sort of like said, right, okay, this is the team. There's 5 of us in the team. And one of the time around says, well, what do you envisage like these control rooms to kind of like look like? And my boss, Dustin, one time he like looked at me as if to say, don't say it. Don't say it. And I said to him, I said, well, imagine like what the Star Trek kind of like bridge area looks like, and everyone's just like looking at me going, are you really like I was like, in my head that was it.
That was it, yeah.
And they let me actually decide. So the actual control rooms, the one in London, actually
looks like the bridge.
Actually looks like it, yeah. Brilliant.
That's so cool.
I have my little captain's chair in the back of the office.
I did a similar thing, right? At work, they started saying, right, we need a lot more dashboards. Right? Okay. And it was the early days when dashboards started to become a word. You're like, okay. So, yeah, we need to know, what we're making and how well we're doing and all that. Simon, will you design a dashboard? All right. So I literally got a car dashboard design. Literally done a car thing with a revometer on it and everything like that, with the mill in the background in the windscreen, right? So this thing was 1 metre by 2 metres wide, this dashboard, right? And I only used the bottom, not even third. The rest was a picture of the mill, right? And my mates are going, you're getting in trouble for this. You are so getting in trouble for this one.
But they loved it.
They came in, they went, this is amazing.
Yeah.
It's like, my mate, when you were one jammy butt. But yeah, 2/3 of it were a picture of the mill through a windscreen. Only the bottom bit was dashboard with any information they needed to know from it. It was so funny.
So working at the BBC, you said you've met a lot of people.
Yep.
Who's the nicest person that you've met?
Nigel Mansell. He was brilliant.
Really?
Yeah, because
See, I've heard mixed reviews about Nigel Mansell.
really nice guy. Because I used to do on the doors, normally on overtime. No one really used to do it. I used to love it. I used to do live and kicking in the morning.
Jamie Fixon.
Andy Peters.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is that not right?
Before your time.
Oh, okay. Jamie Fixon did take over though, didn't he?
He did.
Yeah. See, I'm not that
So it was Andy Peters and Emma Forbes.
He doesn't age.
Yeah, no, he
Emma
doesn't
Peters
age.
does
He doesn't age at all.
Because he was quite big in the BBC in the end, wasn't he?
He was, yeah. He was
Peters
massive.
quite high up.
Yeah.
And yet he still does that little thing for, is it This Morning or something?
Ant and Dec. Was it Ant and Dec?
He bulked up though, didn't he?
He what?
He bulked up, like, proper went to the gym and everything. Yeah.
No, he does a
used to
little
be quite
snippet.
skinny.
Yeah, he does a little snippet for Ant and Dec, and then he does a little snippet for This Morning.
Yeah, he's just on the end of a mic every now and then. They call on him, don't they? And he's somewhere, location somewhere, isn't he? Yeah.
Sorry,
they don't. It's him and Emma
He's
Forbes.
also, I don't know if you know this, he's in Toy Story 2. Andy Peters.
Is he?
He's baggage handler too.
Actually, I did know that because you told me that before. And you can actually see it on the
really?
credits.
On the credits.
So when they're throwing all the toys into the aeroplane, he's been, hold up, we've got something stuck here, we just move it.
Oh, he actually had a talking partner as well.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Baggage handler too. And he asked the because he went behind the scenes of making Toy Story 2 or something like that, and he said, like, in Toy Story 3, do you think it could start with baggage handler 2? And they went, no.
Well, that's like Star Wars. Like, isn't Prince Harry or something one of the stormtroopers?
Everyone is. James Bond was as well. They all jumped in.
Yeah.
Tom Hardy.
Yeah. Was Tom Hardy?
Tom Hardy, yeah.
Was he stormtrooper?
Yeah, Daniel Craig.
Yeah. Daniel Craig was the one that she said, you will put your gun down and leave.
And he went,
I'll put my gun down.
Yeah. Whatever you want, Ray.
Yeah.
He wasn't even hypnotised. He was just
Yeah. She looks like Kirsten Dunst. No, have I got it wrong? Keira Knightley. She's a spit of Keira Knightley, I think. Yeah, she's got exactly the same sort of.
Yeah, again, Keira Knightley. She was Padme's double in Attack of the Clones, wasn't she?
Keira Knightley.
Yeah, Sabe. You know the one that
that gets killed.
Yeah.
That's not Keira Knightley. You're joking.
No.
Nothing like her.
No, you know the bit whereabouts they see the Gungans in the swamp and they all kneel down and the first woman comes around.
That's Keira Knightley.
That's Keira Knightley.
The first one that pretends to be her.
Exactly, yeah.
The one that's sitting
The
on
double.
her throne.
Nothing like Keira Knightley.
Yeah, it's Keira Knightley.
So she gets killed in the next one. Remember that gets blown up when she lands in Coruscant?
Yeah.
And then they get blown up.
Yes, that's right. Yes.
You sure that's Keira Knightley?
It's Keira Knightley, yeah.
I'll have to watch it again now.
Yeah.
I never knew that.
Yeah.
No idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, full of crap.
But it doesn't even look like
information.
She looks like Oriental.
Yeah.
But they did do her up, didn't they?
Yeah.
She was
a lot of Easter eggs in Andor from that, isn't there?
Brilliant, all the stuff,
headgear and things
all
like
the stuff in the background in Luthen's office.
Luthen's office.
Yeah.
So he knows the name. I'm terrible in that.
I'm just Andor for me is like, I don't know.
Are you one of those ones that literally it will come out and you're there watching it? I know you said that at the cinema, but even the TV thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Especially with Andor, it just slow burn. Don't get me wrong, but just
so was Rogue One.
Yeah,
Rogue One was a bit of a slow burn.
Like when I took my daughter to see that, because like she'd seen all the other ones, all fluffy, and at the end of the movie, she turned around. Every time a main character got killed, she was like,
yeah.
In the end, she's like, everyone died. I was like,
yeah,
that's great, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's the thing. You knew they were all going to die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I suppose because it's in between, isn't it? One of the other ones. Is it making it the next one? No, it's not. I don't know which one I'm talking about, but it's not. Yeah, I suppose you would know.
I've even done a presentation at work where I've ended it with many Boffins died to give us this information. And only a few laugh. And you're like,
I don't know what you're talking about.
It wasn't a work. It was a networking thing I'd done once. Network.
There are certain phrases that people kind of like the best one, which is like the worst thing. Oh, God. Two things I've ever cringed at watching a Star Wars film. One, Carrie Fisher being Mary Poppins floating through space. Oh, come on, please stop. Just please stop. And the other one was the return of the Emperor, and Hodan turned out, somehow the Emperor survived.
Yeah.
Somehow the Emperor like, what a throwaway line. Like, we can't be bothered to write anything decent.
Yeah.
Let's just throw that line in. And that's used as a meme everywhere. It's just terrible.
Because he doesn't actually, Luke doesn't
It was a bit
actually...
lazy.
Oh, it's terrible.
It was very much
Lazy
New
writing.
Hope. I liked it because they brought it back.
Yeah.
But that what was the first one?
Force Awakens.
Yeah, The Force Awakens was very much a New Hope
Oh,
story.
yeah. But it was good, though.
I think it had to
liked
be.
it.
Because it
I
was
like
a
them
new
all. I like
generation
them all.
one.
Yeah.
And then obviously they had to tell the story without telling
It's
the
very
story.
similar. Very similar.
Yeah, it was very similar.
And I loved it when he called for the lightsaber and it went straight past him and then she caught it. I love that.
Yeah, that was
Actually, we did
quite
the same. Me and my daughter did the scene like that in her bedroom, didn't we?
You did,
Yeah.
But the actual line, Luke, I am your father, everyone gets it wrong because it just says, I am your father. It doesn't say Luke, does it? See? I know that. That's true.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Because he doesn't say, Luke, I am your father. And everyone quotes that wrong.
There's
all
loads
the
of films
time.
like that.
Well, it's the same as Captain Kirk never said, beam me up, Scotty. He never ever said that line, but everyone says it.
I know.
See?
Or we come in.
More useless
He
information.
never said we come in peace, shoot to kill, ma'am, either.
What?
We come in peace, shoot to kill, ma'am.
Doesn't know that song. There you go.
Wow.
Starve about.
No.
I should have
Do you know
really...
what?
Don't watch it because it will stick in your head all
I should have
day.
nerded up
We
for
went,
this one.
this is the problem, she's 37, I'm 50, right?
Yeah.
We went to see Top Gun 2 when it came out.
Yeah.
And I said, I'm looking forward to this. She went, I wasn't born when the first one was out.
I've seen it. I knew what happened.
Yeah, it was 85, wasn't it?
86.
86, yeah.
I had the posters on my wall. I love Top Gun. I've got a Top Gun. Actually, I've got...
Do you play volleyball with your top off?
No.
Only when he's trying to train up for his lycra stuff.
Me and my mates do that. Me and Brooks do that.
I need the speed.
Me and my sister do that. Yeah.
I feel the need for speed.
I really feel like I should have geeked up for this podcast.
And the thing is, like, my brother's a couple of years older than me. And, like, even now, we still do stupid quotes.
Yeah.
Like, if we go on holiday, how long are you going on holiday for? 2 weeks. You know, from Total Recall. And we're just like, when are we ever going to grow up?
I always go,
Like, stop doing this stuff.
football. When I play football, I go, ain't got time to bleed. Yeah. You say shit like that. They'll be laughing. You got to say this stuff.
And like sometimes, like if you like when you go to the gym and stuff like that, you always like got someone that you kind of like get on with, and you do the whole Predator thing, and you like do your hands. You're like,
Hey, how long has it been? Yeah.
you son of a. So you just don't get this from the movies these days. Like, 80s
there's nothing.
movies,
There's nothing
well,
like
just
it.
iconic.
Yeah.
You can say a line from an 80s movie,
don't
and
get it
everyone will just know what it is.
Do you like Stranger Things?
Love it.
Yeah, it's because
Can't
it's
wait for the new
Goonies. It was
series.
basically Goonies, wasn't it?
But it went Goonies, and then it went dark.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like
without a
proper
doubt.
dark.
Yeah,
I was like, whoa.
Will you get
Yeah.
off my hair? Thank you.
Yeah, but no, very good. I'm looking forward to the new series.
Here's a little thing for you. My nephew
Yeah.
is assistant to the writer of Avengers.
I don't know if you're allowed to say that.
Yes, I haven't said anything.
yes.
He hasn't told me anything anyway. He tells me nothing.
So you're getting this second hand anyway.
And he's been involved in a bit of the writing.
Ah, excellent.
And he was
Good
on
luck.
He was on Deadpool. He was on
He was on Deadpool. He
Was
looked
he?
after Wesley Snipes on Deadpool
So
3.
we waited till the end when all the names come up.
Yeah,
We saw
yeah.
his name. We were like, it's that person.
Yeah, his brother he was one of the soldiers in Wonder Woman at the end.
Yep.
That sort of awakens. The soldiers get up and awaken somehow.
Well, they fight and they're really young, aren't they?
Really young kids.
Really
He's
young
one of them.
kids. He's one of them. Because he was doing something Star Warsy with Ted, wasn't
Yes, my son, my 8-year-old, has played
he? I don't know.
Jedi Survivor. What's his name? You know the game?
Yeah, I know the guy. I'm not really that much of a
The kid
Star
in
Wars.
that, the one with the BB-1 or something on his back.
Yeah. Is it Karen?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
I never remember it, and I was playing it the other day actually, but I never remember it because I'm shite with names. I don't even know your name, to be honest. And our son played the young version of him.
Okay, cool. That's
cool.
very good.
He loved it. And they said he was so good because it was something like they had to go off.
It was a London University, London Film School or something, and they've got a small version of that dome that they use when they're doing every Star Wars film these days.
And what are those pointy things that were coming down at them?
Star Destroyers.
Yeah.
The pointy thing.
The pointy ship.
I'm surprised he hasn't jumped across the room and punched you square in the face.
but it's amazing, like how like the UK is still like the home of movies, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like
you think they've got everything in like America, but so much is all filmed over here, isn't it?
It's quite shocking to realise how much nearly all the Star Wars is done in the UK.
Yeah. I mean, most of the Andor stuff was all done at the Barbican. And
Hever Castle. Hever Castle was a lot of our Naboo.
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah.
Naboo Castle, I think, was at Hever Castle.
Yeah, but they got cut though, didn't it? That scene.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, there was a bit.
Shit,
it was it was the bit by. If you go on the DVD and Blu-rays, there's a cut scene. You know when they go in that little stupid boat with Jar Jar, and it comes out of the water.
Yeah.
When they come out, it's like a big fountain. They kind of walk around.
Oh, it's that.
That was like Hever Castle, but that was all cut.
He does.
Shut up if I'm So have you got? Do you still collect the figures? I know you've got your original.
No, I've the only thing I'm missing. This is like how ridiculous like stuff is these days. I'm missing the green pop-up lightsaber from my pop-up R2D2.
Oh, that one that came out.
It's because it's like one of the last.
And that's the only thing you're missing.
Yeah.
Out of everything.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because there's so many fakes around. And even though I'm on like the Echo Live one, which is like the main Facebook group, so most of the people, 99%, are all like proper, a vintage original. Look at every single detail. Yeah. But I'm not going to pay 400 quid for a piece of plastic.
No.
I just,
that's ridiculous, isn't it?
For me, I just buy a repo one if I ever come to display it.
Yeah.
And just pop it in.
What's the sticker like on yours?
Pretty good.
Yeah. See, I never had a Millennium Falcon. I had the Death Star, cardboard Death Star.
Okay, that's cool.
And I had the Droid Factory, which I heard was a lot of money.
Wow, that is a lot of money these days.
Not got any of it. No. But I love the Droid Factory because the R2 came with the third leg.
Right, okay.
Where the R2... That's why you married me, babe, wasn't it? But the original R2 never did.
He wasn't big, yeah.
The original R2 had just the two legs.
That's it. Yes, he did. Yeah.
And I had him as well.
Yeah.
This you get another R2, but with 3 legs.
The back bit.
But as a kid,
you just play.
You had stick for having the Droid Factory.
Really?
Of course you did, because it wasn't in the film, was it? These are all off-screen stuff, aren't they?
Yeah, but I had all the little box ones and all the ones
the walking thing,
Cat 2 and all these like little Hoff kind of mobile and
the Hoff stuff
like that. They were in the screen, but I played with them to death.
Yeah.
So you've actually opened yours then?
I've played with every single one as a kid.
I used to play with my older cousins.
Boxing matches, fireworks, burn them.
Yeah, that's it. So we did the whole of Star Wars with my cousin who was a year older than me, and my other one was 3-4 years older than me, and I had to be the Rancon.
Oh no!
And then we put a white sheet down, and we was like,
Yeah. Nowadays, it's this, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, they'd film it themselves, wouldn't they? They'd get it and then animate it and then do this, and you're like, oh, okay.
It's those trailers that come out, and you think, oh God. Is this real? And then you realise it's not real at all.
Because you guys are like photography, yes? So you're a
photographer.
Rachel photos are video.
Nowadays, do you get disheartened with the fact that sometimes you can't tell which is real and which is AI? When you I see people taking. Personally, the other day, I looked at Kent Views.
Yep.
I always look at the pictures there. And I look at them sometimes and I think,
is that real?
Just doesn't, Bonnie Bay, just that, something about that just looks off.
Did you say Bonnie Blue?
Botany Bay.
Right, Bonnie Blue.
I don't know who you're talking about. No idea.
Why are you laughing?
Is that a science fiction character? Blade Runner.
She's someone from Star Wars.
But yeah, do you get like disheartened by that?
Not disheartened. It's more of a case of there's always going to be something there that people are going to pick up on, even if it's the tiniest little thing in the background that says that isn't real. And there will be nerds out there that do that.
Yeah.
It's the fact that AI is getting better and better and better at this stuff now. It's not amazing, but it's getting better. And you think, it cuts my editing time down by so much, and it's amazing.
Yeah.
But then I think it's going to then almost create my job. It's going to do my job, so I will be obsolete in the future.
But you don't really use AI at all.
Not really, because for weddings you don't need to. You set up the shot, it's done.
It's good when you want to cut around something. And before you were going round
oh God.
manually cutting around
Blur. Yeah, it's horrendous.
Make sure
now you just click on it, it goes, oh, I know, that's that human he wants.
Let's get rid of that person and fill in the background. That side of it is amazing. But it's AI.
Fire hydrants are the bane of our life when it comes to weddings. You have this beautiful picture and then you have a fire hydrant in the corner. Before, it was like content aware, which wasn't quite right.
Slightly
now you just go like that and bang. Tell you what else is good as well on phones, especially with Google. That's strike 3 for you.
No, it isn't. That's strike 2.
No, strike 2 I never mentioned.
No, strike 2, because you kicked my ass.
We were in Rome once, and we sat by outside this bar, and there was roadworks, right?
Oh, yeah.
And you could see the Colosseum in the background, right? Yeah. I took a photo of it, it looked lovely. I went round these roadworks, which is the red barriers, right? And it must have gone on Google Street and looked what is usually there. It was spot on. It removed, and it was really hard to remove it. If you'd done it manually, it would have been a nightmare. It must have gone onto Google Street, gone, I know what they're after, bang. Because when you take a photo and it's on a Android phone, it's on Google as well as such, and it knows the location where you are.
Incredible, isn't it?
So that's what it's amazing. That's really amazing.
But the thing is, the downside is, yes, you can say to it, do this, but you still need to have a creative brain to actually do the work.
The angles.
The angles, the creative side of it, the creativity to actually do it. And AI at the moment does not have that.
And you can still tell. You can still tell if something's been digitally done.
Yeah.
Which is why Star Wars have gone back to having the puppets and things.
No, absolutely. Yeah, a lot of them still have the animatronics.
Because you can tell with episode 1, 2 and 3 how digital. Look at the original Jabba the Hutt when he was...
Oh, you showed me that the other day, didn't you?
When they put him over top of the original Han Solo scene with the bloke that was Jabba. The first attempt at that Jabba, we were blown away by it, but it's awful when you look back at it. Absolutely awful.
Well, I mean,
it's like looking at Thunderbirds and noticing the strings.
Yeah.
It is.
Oh, what series though?
Yeah.
Sorry.
You know what I liked about Thunderbirds the movie? So what they would do in Thunderbirds, right? It's Thunderbirds 60s or 70s, probably a bit of both, isn't it?
70s. Yeah.
So what they do in Thunderbirds, they'll all be puppets, and then they go to do a control, like push a button, and there'll be a human hand pushing the button, right? But when they did the Thunderbird film with Bill Paxton in it, did you notice what they did?
I never watched it.
Right, the Thunderbird film with Bill Paxton was people instead of the... but then when they went to push control...
Puppet hand.
No way. That's brilliant.
They did it the other way round.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, puppet hand would push the buttons.
I was never into that.
Of course you aren't. You're a girl, for starters.
Yeah, but it had Lady Penelope in it in her pink car, didn't it?
I would. Lady Penelope.
She's a puppet.
Go on, what's the name of the car?
I don't know. I wasn't that much of a nerd. No offence to anyone out there.
Was it Fab 1?
Was it Thunderbird 1, Penelope's car?
No, Fab 1.
Yeah.
FAB 1.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think.
What does Fab stand for?
It's really cool because it had the grill that come down that had the machine gun at the front.
Yeah, see,
I mean, how badass was she? Like, everyone's like, oh, it's Lady Penelope. Yeah, she's got a machine gun at the front of her car. Like, you know, no James Bond.
Everyone's
like, you know.
I know what he's going to answer. I'm going to whisper what he's going to answer.
Okay.
What's your favourite Thunderbird?
Thunderbird?
Ship.
Oh, it has to be Thunderbird 4.
Oh, you like
the little submarine?
Yeah, I loved it as a kid. Oh, there's Thunderbird 2, obviously, but having Thunderbird 4 underneath it was just like...
Thunderbird 4 is a part of 2, surely.
But Thunderbird 2 is the green thing.
It's the green thing, because it used to pick up... It was just such a cool idea.
It's the level, the drill.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like, even though it's like puppets back then,
it's cool.
Like, even now, like I could sit down and watch an episode because the stories were just like brilliant. Like even now, like, I'm sitting there thinking, "Oh my god, that bridge is going to collapse."
Yeah, that's cool.
Oh,
brilliant.
Well, thank you.
I don't know if we've got anything. Oh, we've got some. Pull out 4 of them over there.
What's that?
These
random
things,
random questions.
Okay.
And you can answer them.
Oh,
We done?
I ain't got my glasses.
Oh, should you read it out?
Okay.
Oh no.
Go on.
It's a long one as well.
If you can instantly master a skill.
If you could instantly master any skill,
Yeah.
but it had to be completely useless, what would it be?
What the hell is that? We've never had that question.
Okay, I know the answer to that.
If you could instantly master any skill, but it had to be completely useless, what would it be?
That's literally what he does now. Sorry. But you know what I mean.
Yep.
It's a collector, isn't it?
Yeah.
Go on, then what would it be?
It would be like how to swing a lightsaber properly.
Of course.
Like all these
You need
swirls
that,
behind your back and everything. Completely useless.
What lightsaber would you have though?
If I could pick one, who's got the best hilt? That sounded wrong, didn't it?
I like the one.
Getting in mine now.
I like the little cross one. I don't like one with the 2 bits, but have it.
That was cool, but it's going to hurt his hands.
Exactly.
A lot in that.
Why?
I mean, just the heat coming off it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? No, as soon as I saw that, I thought, well, you just turn your wrist that way, mate. Your finger's going to go. Like, no.
Darth Maul turned it around with his, didn't they?
Perfect. Yeah, the double.
The double one. Beautiful.
Can't beat a double one, really.
It's a waste of a Sith, that was.
Yeah.
I read that. I read that before I watched it.
Yeah.
And even when I read it, I was like, I mean, he's just jumped out of the hole, done a flip and sliced him in half. Do you know what I mean? It was a bit too easy, that day. After the skill that he had, it was a bit too easy.
But let's put this all into context, James. It's one person out of decades of a show that's died that you're not happy with.
And there's probably a few deaths on it.
But he did come back though, didn't he? So.
Yeah, he came back with metal legs, didn't he? They're going to do a bit more of him. They're going to do him in the next Kenobi.
Crimson Dawn, isn't it? The whole, the end of the Solo film. Do you enjoy that one?
Yeah, I didn't mind it. I didn't mind Solo.
Yeah.
And I thought he did well as Solo, to be honest.
I thought it was all right.
Lando was all right as well.
Yeah, that was okay.
I didn't mind it. I like the fact that they had sorted out the 12 parsecs thing.
Oh, right, yes. Yeah.
Yeah. That was good, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Because that was a balls up. It was basically a writing balls up, and they managed to do
Unballs it.
Yeah. Because parsecs are a distance and not a time. And Han Solo brags about doing a Kessel run in 12 parsecs, which is a distance. So if it's a Kessel, it's always going to be the same distance. You do it in a speed, half the time.
Right.
So what they did, they had him jump in and out, didn't they?
Yeah.
It was amazing. It was a clever idea.
Yeah.
And they managed to talk their way out of it, so it made sense. We're such nerds.
But the what's it as well, like, not many people talk about it, but for me, the one thing that makes the Star Wars films is the music.
I've got
when you think of Darth Maul,
straight away
you think of
best composer in the world.
Without a doubt. When we lose that guy, the world will be devastated. Lost a genius. But the film, the song "Duel of the Fates," when you hear that with that choir and everything, you just think Darth Maul, because that's when he ignites his when that comes in. Yeah. Just all of them. Yeah. All of them. I have every single soundtrack. I listen to it at night time, makes me go to sleep. I do. I just put it on. Just put it on shuffle. Every single Star Wars soundtrack. John Williams. There's a documentary on Disney Channel at the moment. Yeah, have you seen it? I've not seen it yet. Mate, unbelievable. Yeah. Like you think of Jaws. Yeah, right? Jaws. Think of Jaws. Yeah, we said this the other day. How often was the shark on the screen? Yeah. You didn't need him on the screen. No. That was enough for you to know
that geezer's in trouble.
Yeah.
That geezer is in trouble.
Yeah.
And that was John Williams' idea.
E.T., Jurassic Park, all
everything.
You just hear those and you just like, you
don't
know exactly what film that
Schindler's
is.
List even.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
But and he still does it now. Still composes now.
Yeah.
I think he
done the.
He didn't do Mandalorian. That was the new guy, which was still very good.
He done the theme tune for Obi-Wan series.
Yes. Yeah.
He done that, and they also integrated.
This is about 95 now.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, it's incredible.
Yeah, he's 95. Didn't he, E.T.? Yeah, did yours, didn't he?
He did do his, yeah.
And you know E.T.'s in Star Wars, didn't you?
He's part of canon.
I think you have part of is it the wedding service or something? I can't remember. You know, not the wedding, the ceremony thing. You show me.
Oh,
you do show me him. I don't know.
They reckon he could be a Jedi, don't they? You heard that one?
What, E.T.?
Well, he heals. He moves stuff around.
Yep.
He moves stuff around with his hands.
Yeah. That would be clever.
Could be force sensitive. Yeah, definitely.
E.T.
Now, would they have to get?
And that's two mates who just made films.
Yeah,
showed
would they
each
have
other
to
their
get
films.
Steven Spielberg's permission for
They
that?
won't have E.T. in it. But it's weird that they never brought an E.T. back in it. And I met Elliot. I've met Elliot before.
Yeah.
The actor.
Did you see when they done the Christmas one? Oh, that made my heart jump. The
Christmas E.T.
Yeah, when he come back and he saw all the original cast.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Elliot and his family, and he landed. It's like about 3 or 4 minutes, and he comes back to visit Elliot and his family at Christmas.
I didn't see that.
It was a Christmas advert for
That's
something.
a great film.
Oh, another one that made me cry.
she looks at him and
the
goes.
The sound on this, right, and it's going to pick up all right, but this. I'm going to stick sponges on that roof. God, it's rained constantly. This is the first time it's rained in here, isn't it, in this studio?
Pretty much, yeah.
Shit, innit? Let's get a new one. Let's get a new studio.
Anyway, I want to talk about this helmet quickly.
Yes, talk about your helmet. For anyone that's just listening, he's on about a helmet that's on the table.
So this is a Chinese high-altitude flown helmet.
Oh, right, okay.
So this is one of the new props I've got for when I go and visit, not so much schools, but more the scouts. So it gives them an opportunity to actually wear, so this helmet has been basically like to the stratosphere, it's like about 80,000 feet on a Chinese spy plane.
How did you get hold of it? On a Chinese spy plane?
On a Chinese spy plane, yeah. It's a contact that I know someone who knows someone who knows someone.
Did you have to buy it? Did you have to buy it?
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
Was it expensive?
Yeah, it was kind of. Yeah. It was about.
Look, when I buy
my wife's not going to listen to this anyway. So.
When I buy, thanks for that. Thanks for your support. When I buy bass guitars, I don't want you to sell them for the price I told you I bought them for.
Yeah.
The same goes with this helmet.
Yeah. A lot of the stuff that I've bought is always lower value than what I tell people, or one person in particular.
Yeah, higher value. Higher value than what he's told his missus.
Yeah. But but it's great because it just gives them a chance to kind of because it's pretty heavy. You think these guys wear these 12, 13 hours.
What do you make of these celebrities that are trying to go into space now, like Katy Perry? I thought you were going to put that on.
Do we have to go down that road? Do you know what? The thing is, if they had done...
Do not put it on.
If they had done with that group of girls the same as they'd done with all the previous ones who've done it, the same suits, everything like that, I don't think people would have minded so much.
Yeah.
But because they had their own suits designed to make them look slimmer and more fitting, it just kind of for me, just demean the whole thing. It is the Blue Origin program at the moment is basically it's like an expensive Disney trip.
Right.
You're up and down, 12 minutes.
Yeah. Done.
You're done. But the view looks absolutely spectacular. So
how am I lifting this? Sorry. Oh, yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, okay. That's wicked.
But the whole high front is the first ever female flight crew, and I know quite a few real astronauts. Most of them are retired. So Nicole Stott She's done like a 6-hour space flight. She's done 3 shuttle missions. And I asked some astronauts to send me recorded messages that I play to the children, like inspirational messages.
Oh, that's nice.
And she done one for me. I think to myself, this is a real astronaut.
Yeah.
You know, this is someone who's worked hard all their life to achieve what they've done, walked outside of the internationals. You know, these are astronauts. Don't get me wrong, if Jeff Bezos turned around and says, right, you can go on Blue Origin tomorrow, I'm going to call myself an astronaut. I don't care. But I think the whole way they done it was just like...
It was very media-based, very glorified.
And the thing is, there was 2 people in there who were of, you know, scientific importance. People, you know, women that had like done... No, Katy Perry, brilliant. Good singer, does good songs or whatever. But don't come out there after 12 minutes, start kissing the ground and come out of all this stuff. You have no idea what you're talking about.
It's weird when the capsule was on the ground and all they managed to sort of open the door when they weren't meant to and stuff.
Yeah, that was a bit...
They felt like it was a little bit fake.
I don't... Yeah, no, it wasn't fake. I think because... If you go on YouTube, like I'm sad like that, but I basically try to find out basically what it is. You can release the door a little bit to release like the pressure.
Farts.
But you can't open it kind of like all the way.
Right.
But because the whole media was watching, they didn't want them to touch anything, and someone automatically touched it, and then he's like. Because they made a big deal out of it, it became a big deal. If they just left it alone, it wouldn't have been a problem.
That's typical media.
But for me, I just love all the memes that have come out of it.
So this scratch on here, is this you?
What's that? No, that's all.
So was the guy captured?
Huh? No.
It wasn't captured.
Wasn't like Maverick or anything.
It's not a crash. Not a crash on the way.
No.
Here, would it?
Wasn't Steve Austin. No.
Wow.
Wicked.
That's cool that way. And it actually, when it came, it's actually got an oxygen mask inside.
Yeah.
So you think with that helmet on, that cramped environment with an oxygen mask, that must be so claustrophobic.
What's the straw for?
I don't know. Could be for drinking. If you got the lever to lift it up, and you got another one there for when the sun comes down. So when you get blinded, there you go.
Oh yeah.
How cool is that?
That's like in Armageddon when they put their shields down.
So look at this range.
Another factual thing.
Oh,
that's cool, isn't it?
Don't break it.
No,
it's fine. It's brilliant,
There's a
isn't
straw there, look.
Yeah.
That's got to be for some sort of drink.
It's coming out
There's
there.
good communications somewhere, and I'll probably plug it into.
Going into this side bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's definitely been cut as well, so I reckon that's a community. Yeah, look, there's a wire inside it as well.
Oh, is there?
Yeah, look.
You know your shit, your age.
There's a wire inside it. That's communications. Sorry.
But yeah, no, it's just good for the kids to actually.
Yeah, definitely.
To kind of like.
Funnily enough, we just watched an episode of Last of Us, and she does this, isn't she?
Are you into Last of Us?
I've not seen it because I don't own that channel.
Oh,
no.
It's good.
I heard so many good. Hopefully one day it'll come onto a channel that I pay for. There's only so much I can buy.
I'm not a zombie film lover.
Yeah.
Are you?
I like The Walking Dead. I thought it was brilliant.
You're going to love Last of Us.
Yeah. I heard
it's not really zombie either.
No.
Again, it's the music and the tension, because you don't really see them, do you?
Yeah.
But,
I heard it's very, very good.
Mandalorian in it. You should be lapping it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But it's like another. Is it Apple? Is it or something? Is it HBO or just?
Atlantis.
I have Disney, I have Amazon, I have Netflix. That's enough. There's only so much I can. Yeah.
But yeah, she goes into this because obviously the world is abandoned. But she goes into the museum and she picks like all these old spaces. And he says, "Pick one, and you can try one on." So he throws a rock at the thing, doesn't he? She gets to put it on, and that's very similar to something like that, isn't it? Like really old school.
Like a NASA museum type thing.
It's all about space and everything.
Right. We only have one question. We have one more question now.
Okay, well.
Don't want to go out the studio anyway. It's pissing down.
Okay.
What was that?
A book.
Oh,
damn it! I thought I was going to get a strike free out of him then.
If you were a ghost, who would you haunt and why?
Oh my word! If I was a ghost, who would I haunt? God, that's a good question. I don't know. Most probably still my grandparents. Most probably. Because I used to play them up when I was a little kid, and they used to hate it. So I was like, I must really just carry that tradition on.
Oh, stop.
I swear this is getting really real now.
I don't want them to rest in peace. Even though they've passed, I'm going to still piss them off.
Yeah.
There's a conspiracy one in there. What was the question about conspiracy? I think it'd be good for him. What conspiracies have you heard of that you believe?
Or don't believe?
I don't believe in UFOs.
You don't?
No.
Do you believe in... You must believe in aliens, though.
Oh, yeah.
Do you believe in other life?
Oh, yeah, 100%. I mean, mathematically, it has to be possible. Billions of stars equals billions and billions of planets.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think that's quite
But you
obvious.
think UFOs are probably government stuff?
Yeah, it's just prototypes.
What about
and all that, weather balloons and all that.
What about Area 51? No?
No, I reckon there's much more places like that, like the top men, as they say in Raiders of the Lost Ark.
So
Who are these people?
You think the
Top
weather
men.
balloon? You think the weather balloon in 47?
Yeah,
was a weather
Roswell.
balloon?
Yeah, most probably something like that. I just don't think there's little green men. If you think about
Like
space travel, and you think how old the universe is, because we can obviously work out how old the universe is, even though it's expanding all the time.
Backwards, yeah.
It's like to have a civilization that can be that advanced so soon compared to the age of the universe and the whole light speed technology. I just don't think it's possible. It's good though. Don't get me wrong.
I just don't know.
Yeah.
You know, that's the better way of saying I don't. No, it's not. I just don't know.
If you think in this day and age of every single secret there is that would have come out years ago, like proper proof, none of all these fuzzy things. And I know what you mean. I know you get like proper aircraft pilots, airline pilots, military pilots who have like come out and said these things like, "There's no way have we got something that does this sort of attitude." And I just think there's an explanation for all of that. So yeah, that is the one conspiracy. Unfortunately, as much as I'd love to believe there's little grey aliens walking around Earth somewhere and Men in Black, no
problem.
But you do believe in life out
100%.
Yeah.
Gotta be.
100%. Yeah.
Gotta be.
And we will be one of those one day.
Right.
Interesting.
So the book is The Lost Alien.
And
Also, I want to go to space, and you can get them on Amazon Prime.
You can.
How do they get them signed?
If they want to send them off, I'll send them back. No problem at all. It's fine.
Okay. So
absolutely.
We're in the first week of July.
Yep.
Have you got any events that you're going to that people can come and see you on? Can you think of that?
No.
Can't think of anything like that.
No. So at the moment, I've got lots of schools, lots of scout groups, all kind of like booked up.
Yeah.
And
Is there anywhere people can see where you're going to be? Like on Facebook or anything like that? Do you announce where you're going to be, or is it all really schools?
No, it's really all schools and scouts. Yeah, that's kind of like where I.
So what if there's any school people listening and want to get you to go to their school?
So basically, email me at herovisits@yahoo.com.
At herovisits@yahoo.com.
not at. Hero Visit.
Herovisits@yahoo.com.
But he said at first.
No, he didn't.
He did.
No, at.
But I
as
read
in
it as at.
at.
So at.
Dot.
Hit something at. Hero Visits.
Yeah, so Facebook, Hero Visits, and then X and Instagram,
Right.
Medway Spaceman.
So I usually have something
Medway
written here.
Spaceman.
Yeah.
I usually have something written here. What's that line going? Oh yeah, that's two. And I will put James Jeffries Hero Visits.
Right.
Is that what you want? Hero Visits?
James Jefferson would be
Sorry.
cool.
I'm thinking Jim Jeffries. Do you know who Jim Jeffries is?
No.
Oh, right, comedian.
Okay.
So you want James Jefferson
Yep.
Hero Visits.
Yep.
Is that what you want it as?
Perfect.
And do you want...
At Medway Spaceman.
And Medway Spaceman.
At
Medway
Medway
Spaceman.
Spaceman. Yeah, on all of those.
Okay, the Medway Spaceman Hero Visits. I've got enough wall? Okay. I'll see what I can do.
Oh, why doesn't ET just have it up here?
It's a bit small. Yeah, it's a bit small.
Technology back in the 80s, speak and spell.
Yeah.
So
Brilliant.
That was a great idea, the way he did that little satellite and signal to his mates with speaking spell, wasn't it?
Awesome.
Don't you know what I'm going on about? In the woods?
Yeah, and he makes that telegraph thing, yeah.
Anyway, we could talk all day. I could talk all day about this stuff.
80s I could talk about for years.
Yeah. You love the 80s.
I do love the 80s.
But you were born in 87, so...
Yeah. So
What year was you born, Simon?
74.
74. Did you have a BMX?
I did.
Good man.
Yeah, I had a... But it was my parents... They got me everything I wanted, my parents, but they could never afford, like, the real, like, Mongoose.
Red Line.
I had a Peugeot from the catalogue. I loved it.
You said that the other day in your Instagram, in your thingy post.
Funny enough, I looked it up last night on the phone as well, my Peugeot BMX, trying to find it. Love that BMX.
Yeah.
And one of the hard kids in my area got hold of the pad in the middle, you know, and ripped it. And I researched him as well and found him.
Oh, you owe me a pad.
Found him on the internet. That's your oldness. I'll never forgive you for that.
Oh, the things you do late at night.
Where does he live?
Right, that's it then. Thanks
Cheers.
everyone
Thank you
for
so much.
listening.
Awesome.
Thanks for coming on. Really appreciate
Thank
it.
you guys. It's been brilliant.
It's been amazing.
Thank you.
Club Awesome, for autistic children and their families, a place where everyone belongs and fun knows no age limit.
Today's sponsors are...
Need stunning video or photography for your big day or even your business? Cherrywood Production delivers award-winning results with a personal touch. From weddings to promotional content, we turn your vision into reality. Visit cherrywoodpro.com today. Your memories, our passion. Put your business in front of 30,000 new customers with the Hindsight Directory. This A5 full-colour magazine is delivered by Royal Mail to Maidstone, Gravesend, Medway and Bromley, with more areas to come. Visit hindsightdirectory.co.uk.
New Digital, helping businesses build their online presence with web design, SEO, Google Ads and social media. Get 10% off when you quote Cherrywood today. Visit their website at nudigitalera.co.uk.
This podcast has been brought to you by Snugdubs Camper Van Hire.
Roam the world, park anywhere.
That's snugdubs.co.uk.